Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus and full moon for the month of April tarot oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That's where this energy shows up for you. This is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that may give you further clarity as to your situation now. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you, and we are going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups represents the underlying energy for the entire reading. And the cups represent in tarot, they are representing love. And so the energy of this is quite often, it can be about, for the cups, it can be about romantic love, but it also can be love for anyone or anything. And also it could be for something you love to do or love to be. And this here is saying that you, the Nine of Cups is one cup away from the ultimate that you can get in the tarot. And so this card represents something that you're wishing for. And so, this is about whether or not it's from the past, the present, or the future. These cups might be behind, they might be above his head, or they might be in front of. This person seems to be on stage, so you may be a public figure, or a public figure may be involved here. This card is basically saying, if you are wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. So you need to stay focused so that you can continue to work towards getting those cups. You're highly favored, but don't forget that many a race is lost in the last lap. Keep focused. That's the energy. And then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords represents communication coming in on some level. The pages would work for the king and queen in the old days, and they would start really young, around 7 to 14 years of age, and they would learn how to, just do small tasks around the palace. And also one of the main ones was delivering communication between people. And so this Page of Swords energy, when they grew up, like if they were still there and they were really accomplished at what they were doing, they could be considered to be a knight, and when they're 21, considered for knighthood if they had enough pentacles to purchase a horse. So this Page of Swords energy is talking about each of them has their own element, and this is the element of the sword. It's the element of air represented by the sword. And the sword is, this energy is talking about your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind, your thoughts. And we express our thoughts with words, so those words could be written or they could be verbal. And so the Page of Swords is, he's not looking at his element. He's the only one who's not focused on the element. He's looking away from it. And this represents someone who has an open mind, someone who can think outside the box. He already has the thought. So he knows that just staring at the thought isn't going to help. So he wants to look away and see if he can think outside the box and be able to find a creative solution. And the swords here are double-edged. And so this is representing that to really have creative solutions, you need to use your logic as well as your intuition. And we have this is the underlying energy for the internal forces. And of course, our thoughts are internally continuous. And so if you are asking yourself, what if this? What if that? What if they do this and I have to do that? What if they don't do this and I have to do this? That is the kind of question, that what ifs, IF, internal forces. All right, we have conception of some sort taking place. So this is the Eight of Wands. It means that something has been launched here. It could be a project. It could be, something that you just started working on. for work, or it could be something, you know, you could have started writing a book, or it could be started painting a painting, that kind of energy. So it's something that you've been thinking about and now you've actually put it into action. The wands represent the element of fire, and they represent taking action. This also can represent conception of an actual child. And then we have the King of Cups here. So the King of Cups, he's sitting on his throne, and he is in the middle of a bunch of really chaotic water here. And so this energy, the king represents being in an energy where he's the most available of all the kings, and he wants to offer someone a cup of love. Now this most likely would be romantic love, although again, it doesn't have to be. It could be love of something else or someone else, and it could also be you know, something you love to do or love to be. So, but romantic love is quite often the case. So the king, he's sitting out here in these chaotic waters on his throne, and he's very chill. And this is because he has learned to control his emotions and discipline his mind. So when it gets really the chaotic water here in tarot represents volatile emotions and chaos. And so if when it's like that, he has learned to be able to quiet his mind and just go inward and chill out. And so he's the most emotionally available of the kings because he's got a good control of his emotions. So he's waiting to deliver this cup of love. He's got his right foot forward, which means he's ready to take action in a moment's notice here. And then we have the energy of the wounded warrior. So this is interesting. You see these 8 wands. It's saying, yes, you've landed these 8 wands. And it's something to do about, you know, these can represent passion. So it could, this is some sort of action, and it's on either side of the king here. And these 8 wands, it looks like they've landed, but it's taken a huge effort. You notice that? Like there's 9 wands here, and these are boom, 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 boom. They all landed behind him. So he managed to get the project off the ground, and he managed to get it landed, but it was a real struggle is what was coming. Like it took a lot of energy to be able to, and this energy represents the wounded warrior. So it's representing someone who has been working very, very hard to deal with the challenges to be able to make something work. And it's also talking about, like, they're on the 9th wand here. There's only 10 wands in the tarot, so this is a huge amount of effort. And generally, the wounded warrior is representing someone who's been doing everything in their power to stay on their destined path. And then we have the strength card. Yes, so if that's the case, it does require courage. This is having the strength to be able to face your fears, your inner fears and your outer fears. And this energy is, this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, which would be a very dangerous thing to do. I mean, this is a male lion, but he has his tail tucked under because he's being submissive. And he's letting her do this because he can recognize she's not afraid. She's facing her fears, and she's doing so that she can have infinite potential. Quite often this can represent something that happened in your childhood that you haven't gotten over yet, and you might not even remember what it is because you know, it was from when you were really little. And so this is talking about, there's 8 cups here, and this is talking about it's almost like for every year you landed in this relationship, like this love. And then, but there's a gap here now between the 7th and the 8th wand. And then this is representing walking away. So this is representing walking away from something or someone you love that you've put a lot of effort into. And this represents the full moon and the new moon. And so deciding, yes, I'm walking away, I'm done. I'm not putting any more energy into this relationship. Interesting. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. So like the Page of Swords, it's the same deal. The communication again could be, because this is and you know, modern day, in the old days, this would always be delivered by person, the information, but this could easily be a phone call, a text message. It could be an email, something that, a message on social media. You might see an event on social media and bump into someone at that event after you know, go to it. This can represent also the news, whatever's happening at the top of the news with the people that run the countries, etc., is happening to a lesser degree to the people underneath. So this is some sort of information coming in about Pentacles. All right, so that's what we have going on here. This is representing your identity, how you identify with your self-image. So this is saying that you've launched a project and you're determined to have it land, basically. This is your abundance and self-worth. So you see yourself as like the King of Cups, ready to make an offer of love, but it's too chaotic right now, so you're waiting for the perfect time. And then this is talking about your communication from your early life. So it looks like you may have had a struggle in your family, it's almost like the wounded warrior energy. It's like being the black sheep of the family. No matter what you did, whatever projects you launched, it was a challenge. You know, the other people in your family made it challenging somehow or other. It could mean you also had, it could say you had a lot of siblings. And this is talking about your home and family and your emotional foundation. So this is definitely like someone who wants to heal something from their childhood. And this is your creativity, romance, and children. So this is what you're walking away. Like, this is the position. It's some sort of romantic partner. It could be someone you have children with. And this is talking about this information about Pentacles coming in is going to have an effect on your daily habits and routine. So, and it can also be your health. But let's see what's going on here, because it just looks like, okay, these are the external forces. So the external forces are not when you're saying what if anymore. The external forces are saying what the EF. What happened? I was going along, I was doing everything I could to stay on the up and up and keep things moving and going, and I end up like this. So this is someone who's been stabbed in the back 10 times and is left for unalive. And he is barely, able to lift his head to look at into the horizon here. Now, this energy of the dark and light, we just had the spring equinox, and that's when the days and the nights are even. So it could have something, an unevenness, or there was an unevenness. This isn't a little bit of energy. This is like a calculated effort to take you down. And so this is talking about being stabbed in the back 10 times. It could be from the same person, or it could be a decade of being stabbed in the back, or it could actually be 10 groups of people stabbed. It just depends on, your situation. And the one thing here is that sometimes, like this card always represents the end of a cycle, but there's been some sabotage. And this is an external force, so it's not self-sabotage. It's coming from outside of you. And, his right hand is in the form of a blessing here, and that's the same as what the Hierophant has. And the Hierophant is responsible for traditional structure, bringing justice in. So what is going on here? Okay, so in the position of your commitment, marriage, and partnerships, we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, she is considered kind of to be the coldest queen of all. She's very independent. And she wasn't always that cold, but right now this is an energy this is the energy she's in. She has her right hand holding a sword, and she is ready to wield it if she needs to. Her left hand is extended, so she's willing to accept something that's of value, like this pentacle energy, like the information, I think, from that. But she has her head above the clouds, and she's got clarity now. And if you try and come into her and give her any bullshit whatsoever, off with your head. She is not going to tolerate it. She's been there. She's done that. She's bought the t-shirt. She has a souvenir. She does not want to entertain any bullshit anymore. And so you have to come into her correct or don't come in at all. And this is talking about your commitments, partnerships, and marriage. So quite often this represents someone who is divorced or is getting divorced. And so that could be the situation of what's going on here. All right, and we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is representing passion and also action. So this is really quite interesting because the Page of Wands is, okay, so we have 3 pages out here. And the Page of Wands, his element is the element of fire, represented by this wand. And it's made of wood because wood feeds fire. And that energy, though, is like all about passion. And as you can see, like the Page of Wands is someone, he's got a feather in his cap. He's, you know, a handsome young man under the age of 21. He is, and this doesn't necessarily mean that the person I'm talking about is under the age of 21, but it's that kind of energy. And so he is, you know, he loves the mysteries of the world, and he likes to travel and learn new things. He's, you know, a young man and very enthusiastic about life and passionate. And the one thing is that he loves his wand. As you can see, he's admiring his wand. He's looking up to it. So you have to take the information he brings in, you have to take with a grain of salt, because more often than not, he's thinking with his little head instead of his big head. So his information may not be 100% accurate. And this is in the position of transition in your life, coming from the external forces. So this energy is an external force, and this is how you're reacting to it. That's how I feel. So this is talking about you used to feel this way of being very passionate about you know, this could be, you could be the King of Cups here, and you could you may have maybe been very passionate about the Queen of Swords, but now you're getting divorced or whatever, and it is not so much, you know. And then we have okay, so this card quite often represents unfair competition, like immature competition. And I feel like this energy could be talking about, normally I would say this is, it's my Mean Girls card. So it's like, you know, thinking of narcissistic cheerleaders who, they have to win. And if they can't win, they're like, they don't care if the other team was better than them or not. They have to win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will. So this is a card, I feel like this is talking about, you know, what I said, the page likes to, he's very passionate. And so he tends to think with his little head. And I think maybe there was a lot of competition for the King of Cups kind of energy here. And maybe, you know, there was some energy here of a baby being conceived. Maybe the King of, but this is coming from external. So if the King of Cups is your energy, because this is where we started with the internal forces. So the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Swords might be pregnant, and it might not be with the King of Cups baby. Okay, that's the energy. I feel like there was some competition from a younger man here that came in, and she might be pregnant with that man's child. That's the energy I'm picking up. Then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords energy represents this way or that way, my way or the highway, basically. This is someone who does not have an open mind at this time. We've got the new moon in the background. So we just had a new moon on the 18th of March, and that moon was in the sign of Pisces, and it was a very good time to go inward. And as moons quite often are, but this one in particular was very dreamy, and a lot of intuitive information could have been coming in from your dreams, and maybe your intuition was yelling at you, you know, pay attention to something here. Sometimes, like, this card can represent having a closed mind, and the one thing around that time, that energy, on the 18th was very much like one of your best friends would be having an open mind, so being able to accept all sorts of versions of information coming in. And so I feel there was some sort of energy there where this is your higher learning, and then this is talking about your career and your reputation. So this can represent someone who is going inward, and she's like, you can see from her body language, she's protecting her heart here. This is exhausting. This energy is talking about, you know, her feet are turned out, and this is representing in body language leaking energy. And both arms are crossed over the heart here. The right arm is holding the left arm back, and this is your logical mind trying to keep your intuition in check. And it needed to be the other way around is what's coming up. But whatever this information was, it came out because you learned about something about some competition for the Queen of Swords here. Or the King of Cups. It could be one or the other here, or both. Could be both. So let's keep going here. Yikes. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is known for, this is this information coming in about the Pentacles. So when there's more than one queen like this, a lot of the time this is representing, I feel this is representing, you're the King of Cups energy, and you were waiting to deliver a cup of love, and you were about to launch it, and then it didn't turn out the way you expected. And this is talking about the qualities that this queen has. She's waiting for this is because this is going to change your daily routine and habits. And this is talking about this Queen of Pentacles is someone generally that she's admired for being able to make something out of nothing. She is, this is talking about generational wealth, something you can pass down to your children and your children's children. And she prefers quality over quantity. So like this is like old money. It's not all flashy, like new money kind of energy. But this is in the form of blessings coming in from external forces. So this is all the external forces. And so I feel that your energy is the King of Cups. But remember, the kings can be, in tarot, like all of the characters are archetypes. So the king can be female energy, female in her masculine energy, as well as a male in her masculine energy. And this could be a male in his feminine energy, as well as a female in her feminine energy. It's true of all the different characters in the tarot. And then we have this energy of, wow, okay, so this is the Three of Wands. And so now this is talking about this energy walking away or not coming through, wanting to go to a different horizon basically instead. And there, one hand is on this wand, and that this is representing taking action. Sometimes this energy can represent leaving, being in a couple and wanting to be single. And so because this is an external force, I feel like this energy is talking about you. You were in the energy where you thought like you might have been in a relationship like for 7 or 8 years with this person, and could have even been married or something. And now you're getting divorced because she was with someone younger. And I feel like it's possible that she maybe got pregnant. And that's what's why this is ending the relationship. Kind of an icky situation, Leo. So we're going to, I just want to talk about the full moon coming up, because it might have something it might explain something to you. See, because the full moon coming up is in the sign of Libra. And Libra is generally when someone is mature enough to be able to be in a committed relationship, and is mature enough to be able to deal with that kind of energy and that kind of commitment, especially like if you're thinking about starting a family or some sort of energy of that sort. Now, the sun is opposing that. So Libra is across from Libra in the chart, is the opposite sign is Aries to Libra. And so the sun is in Aries right now, and it's reflecting light on what's happening in the Libra energy. So Libra energy, this is talking about at this time, this full moon coming up on April 1st is literally, it's about it's significant other relationships and something that's going to be amplified, and you're going to find out something. So it's that kind of energy coming in. And so the Aries energy is like, I need to have my individual needs met. I need to express myself this way. I need for this, I need to look after myself. And the Libra energy is much more disciplined and kind of like fair-minded kind of energy, and is like, no, we need to look after each other kind of energy. Like, I need to look after my significant other. And so this full moon is, Aries is about self-assertion, and the Libra energy is about compromise. And so Libra is more diplomatic and fair-minded, and Aries energy is authenticity over tact. Like, I want to be me, and I don't care if I'm not tactful about it. That kind of energy. So this can be it's actually, the energy can cause like sudden awareness. Like all of a sudden, boom, you find out something. And it's about something that requires balance in your relationship, and it can be an epiphany, especially regarding something that you've been putting off talking about. Yikes! So there's something going on here, and this is about putting strategies in place. So I feel like I feel like this is representing something you've always wished for, and you thought you had with this person. You had put 7 to 8 years into this relationship, and maybe there's some energy there that you're the king and your queen couldn't get pregnant for some reason, and then she ended up getting pregnant with someone else outside the relationship, is how it looks, possibly. All right, we're going to clarify this. So if you're wondering if there's been something going on in your relationship, it feels like this full moon coming up is really going to have some of that, significant information about your significant other coming through. And also this energy, we just had as I said, the spring equinox on and we had Mercury, which it rules over communication. We had that in retrograde. So this retrograde energy, it's when Mercury's in retrograde, it's generally for around 3 weeks. So it was from February 26th till the 20th of March. And so communication could have been off and not being 100% on the up and up kind of energy, or not that clear. But on the 23rd, and I think it's going to be the 24th when this is coming out. So on the 23rd, yesterday, we had an energy coming in, because the north node of the moon, which is about following your North Star and your destined path, was in the same, was joined Mercury. And so because of that, Mercury and your North Node are in communication in a really strong way. And so this is an opportunity to kind of get in touch with what you really want in life and what your destined journey is. So there's an intense energy here. Whoa. Oh, okay, there we go. It's like, oh, like there are a lot of tension here. So this is talking about definitely something's happened in your significant other relationship. And there's a tower. So the tower is talking about, this is what you were wishing for, but there's been a tower, and so there's a reality check. And so the tower represents when your intuition's been trying to tell you something, and you didn't want to hear it, basically. And so eventually, boom, the tower hits. And traditionally, the tower would be lightning hits the tower of your castle, and it's in flames. And quite often, you know, it's talking about there's two people falling out of the tower and it's on fire. So there's some sort of energy around that, that there's been a reality check that you have to look at it now. You can't ignore the elephant in the room anymore. This is about having temperance, some devotion to your path here. And so this is your internal forces. Like, you've stayed in this relationship and been faithful in it. That's typical energy of the King of Cups. But when the King of Cups, one thing about the King of Cups, if he's been betrayed, he's the most likely to hold a grudge and be like really angry and hold a grudge about it. And so this is about being devoted to your path and having the patience to stay on your path. The battle star energy is about having the courage again to face whatever what is happening here. We have the Cancer energy. So the Cancer energy is talking adolescent energy, but it's also talking about the moon again. So it's saying there is something about the energy, I feel, of the new moon and this new one coming up. There's something going on in your relationship. It doesn't have to be pregnancy, but it could be something that was something new that has come into your relationship, and it's affecting it. And it's so it's about using your intuition to be able to get to the bottom of it. So this is talking about being engaged with the information instead of being entrenched, like not letting your emotions get so much control of you that you can't resolve it or think straight. And I just want to point out, when the signs come up, the horoscope signs come up in my readings like this, I'm not talking about an individual person. My intention is to talk about the state of being of each of the signs, because we have a little most of us have most of the signs in our birth chart somewhere, and so we can learn from these signs, and we can get the information, and learn from each and every sign, and identify with it in some way. We have the High Priestess here, so this is talking about your intuition. The High Priestess is joyful because she sits in the throne next to God, and she sits between the extremes of good and evil, and she is able to get neutral to the extremes so that she can get neutral to the in-between energy. And I feel like this wounded warrior energy, it's something about this conception. So I do feel like it's possible it's a pregnancy, or it could just be the beginning of an affair, one of you has, and it looks like it's coming from the external, so it's your partner. And it feels like it's that kind of energy with someone younger than you are, like as a couple. And we have the Capricorn energy, so this is about ambition. And this is talking about Saturn and the responsibility of life. So the Leo energy is about the lion. So this is talking about, I feel like this energy is talking about you being really responsible, but your partner possibly hasn't been. And that there's some possibilities here that it had something to do with them being irresponsible. And this is talking about that kind of energy here. So on both these cards here, being childish. That's the energy, like not being mature about a situation. Then we have Taurus. The toddler is about the give and take. And this is about love. So Venus rules love. And Venus just moved into the sign of Aries, which is the sign of an infant. And so this is about being kind of not that grown up about the give and take in life. So, yeah, we have perception. So the grass is greener on the other side because it's fake. So I feel that your partner has stepped out on you in some way, possibly, and there's a possibility they might be pregnant. And so that pretty much speaks for that energy there of being sabotaged. There's justice coming in. So redemption from karma. This is talking, karma is basically cause and effect. A lot of people think it's punishment, but it's actually cause and effect of your actions or inactions and how they affect others. We have, you can have karma that comes directly from you, and you can have karma that comes indirectly from your descendants, and even, or your ancestors, and even your descendants. And so this energy, you can also we can all fall into a lot of karmic spaces. We don't have any karmic spaces. Oh, but there is one now. Worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is representing your partnership energy here. Total permission for, okay, total permission for authentic desires. Okay. So this energy is talking about that your partner thought the grass was greener on the other side, and now it was an they thought they were going after their authentic desires, getting involved in this, and it was actually anticlimactic. And so this energy is talking about worldly and otherworldly desires, like going after something and giving yourself permission, but it's not for your authentic desires, it's for inauthentic desires. Yeah. Deception right on here. Yeah, kiss me good. There was a hex in the city. So there is some deception here, and I feel it's with someone younger that was in competition with you, with your partner. Lack of awareness. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. So this is about missed opportunities. It's interesting because it almost feels like this person just had like a midlife crisis moment, is the energy I'm picking up. Yeah, and I feel like you were feeling this energy coming in, because the King of Cups is very intuitive and very emotionally available, and I feel like you were in denial about it. What I don't know won't hurt me, and so you just didn't want to see it. And then I feel like this moon energy is shining light on it, especially like whatever, like I feel like maybe your intuition, you were having dreams or something like that on the 18th with the Pisces moon, and now with this with this full moon coming in, this energy is about shining a light, a spotlight, basically, on anything in your relationship with your significant other, and needing attention. Well, that's I think where we're at. And look at this. It's saying the 18. It just happens to be the number 18 represents the moon, but the moon was on the new moon in Pisces was on the 18th of February. And it's talking about reckless abandon, W-R-E-C-K, like you can't wreck. Yeah, and this is talking about having freedom because you have a disciplined mind. And so, yeah, but this energy is talking about your energy in facing this right now as well. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And so I guess maybe this, it doesn't have to be a pregnancy, but it feels like it could be. Let's put it to you that way. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So this is on your spiritual, and this is about secrets coming to an ending, this last one here. The Piscean energy, basically, having, the truth coming out, the intuition coming out. So Leo, yeah, there's some things coming up in it feels like in something to do with your significant other. And again, it doesn't have to be conception of a child, but this card did come up, and it was the first thing that popped into my head. But it could be the conception of this of having your partner having an affair, and something was telling you, hey, there's something different about the way they're acting, that kind of energy. So I do hope you did get some value from this. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. And, consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. A big energetic hug, Leo. Yeah, but the truth is sometimes hard to digest, but it sets you free, basically. So it's better to know than not to know, and then you can decide what you're going to do with the energy, basically. And once you have the truth, then you can at least make educated, take educated steps of action. So I will be back with another reading, astrological reading about the beginning of April. So bye for now, Leo. Okay, sorry to wake you still.